for those of you struggling with confidence at the plate, a big key to confidence is your mindset, okay, is what you are placing your focus on. If you are focusing on results or things that are outside of your control, that being results as well, then your confidence is at the mercy of those things that are happening that are out of your control. Therefore, you have no control. So your confidence is going to be on this roller coaster ride. No hits, no confidence. Hits, I'm confident. And so we don't want to be on that kind of roller coaster. Okay, we want to be able to stay more even keel, more in the middle ground as often as possible, not too high, not too low, to allow for the maximum amount of consistency as possible. If you are focused on things that are outside of your control, so that is, or excuse me, you get caught up on those things. So a bad call by the umpire, a bad play maybe by a teammate or something, a bad play or a good play on the defense, on the opposing team, right? Those types of things that are outside of your control are going to drive you nuts if you keep focusing on them. Same way as you can hit a ball perfect and the outfielder or the defender make a top 10 play. You can't control that. Right? All you can control is the things that are within your control, right? So in order to keep your confidence on a more of a steady, consistent level, and therefore always be confident, is to place your focus in a different place. Focus and create goals around your process, right? Okay, so my goals are my routine. Like I want to make sure that I hit my routine for the day, whether it's pregame, postgame, mid-game, whatever it is, but hit those routines and those process marks because those are within your control. And if you hit those marks, you're going to get good results. So you realize that you place your focus on what creates the good results because those are the things that you can control. Whereas focusing too much on the results puts you at the mercy of whether they're there or not. You could do everything wrong, swing out a bad pitch, take a bad swing, and still somehow get a hit, maybe even a double out of it. In which case, again, you didn't even control the things you controlled, and you still got a hit. So you see how it's not a really reliable system to place your confidence on whether you get hits or not. It's just not a sustainable approach. Of course, when you are getting hits, you're going to be way more confident when you are getting hits than when you're not getting hits. But we need to understand that our skills and our abilities as a hitter individually, right, are not going to disappear. They don't go away. You're not going to, just because you had a bad game doesn't mean that you're not good anymore. There's actually a saying in baseball and hitting and probably all sports that is, you're only as good as your last game. And honestly, I just think that it's just a saying. That's not true. Okay. It would be saying that somebody like a Barry Bonds or like an Ohtani, Judge, all the great hitters, any great hitter, Mike Trout, all these people, Harper. Okay. It's like saying that, okay, so they're good on one day. And then if they have a bad game, they're not good anymore. And I get what the saying means, but in terms of when somebody's confidence is on the line, we need to understand that that is actually not true, okay? Those names that I just mentioned, when they have a bad game, are they any less skilled? Are they any less of a hitter? No, they're not. Their skills are still there. They're just as good. Ohtani, arguably one of the best hitters in the world, on the planet, right? Among a couple other names. But let's just say Ohtani. Okay, Ohtani's the best hitter on the planet. Okay, if he goes 0 for 4, is he still the best hitter on the planet? Yes, of course he still is the best hitter on the planet. So same thing is true for you. Even if we're nowhere near that level, it's irrelevant. When you have a good game, yeah, everything that you did worked and it came together for you on that day. And yes, you are a good hitter. But then the next day, if you follow up with an 0 for 3 and 0 for 4, that doesn't mean that you're not a good hitter overall, like your skills have gone away. It just means that, hey, maybe there were some variables that were out of your control that didn't fall into your favor. Maybe there was a really good pitcher that was making good, tough pitches, in which case, well, that's going to usually give hitters a tough time when there's a good pitcher on the mound. And maybe there was some good defense and you hit the ball just right at people. Or it could be things that were more in your control. Maybe you were swinging at bad pitches. Maybe you didn't have your approach. Maybe you didn't have those. In which case, there's your answer. Don't let your confidence come down. You should actually be confident that you know what the problem was. And once you know what the problem was, now you have to be able to fix it. And so then comes in competence. So I believe that there's a lot of confidence in competence. Okay. When you have worked on your plan and your routine and your process, and you know that it works, and you know that you are capable of making those adjustments, that's a huge source of confidence. That even when you are struggling, you have confidence in your competence to be able to execute your plan. And that is probably the number one thing, and the number one thing that most hitters totally miss is having the plan, but not only having a good plan and an effective plan that works for them, but training the plan. You have to train the plan over and over and over again. And so this is why you see MLB players practicing their drills, certain things in online that you see them do, weird things. They don't look like they'll never hit a ball like that. They'll never do that in a game. And it's like, yeah, because they are training their plan. They are training the cues and the feels and the things that work, the process that works for them, that gives them the results that we all desire. Okay. So understanding, you got to figure out your plan. When you figure out your plan, you got to train the plan. Then once you've trained the plan, now it's execute the plan in the game. When everything goes to hell, and it will, because that's just how hitting goes, you always have something to fall back on, and that is your approach and your plan. Are you a highly dedicated baseball or softball hitter that wants to play at the next level but understands that the mental game is the missing link and the key to your success and reaching your full potential, and you'd like my help? Then please go to the link in the description below and book a call to speak with me directly.